technically, not last meeting, but technically our last, or second to last meeting, let me be very specific, because hopefully by the next meeting, we will have a new president for sure, new EVP and AVP. Maybe not the complete executive board positions, but we would have known those three persons by our next meeting. Today's meeting will somewhat be short or quick if we make it that way. I know a lot of us would like to leave early, and I'd like to leave early as well. You want to stay a little bit? Everyone meet Kim, if you haven't met her yet. She is our club and POD admin. She's been with us since October last year, right? Yeah, that's right. So I think she's going to give us a report later on today and then tell us a few things about our position. That said, sorry, I'm trying to pull up my agenda.
We're currently going to call to order. Call to the audience next.
So call to order, 6:04, call to the audience. Did you have anything to say?
Sure thing.
Approval of the agenda, so moved. And a
Sorry,
second.
yeah, it looks good.
Approval of minutes, March 20th and March 27th. I don't think I saw those minutes. Were they sent
So
out?
March 20th was sent out, March 27th hasn't yet been sent out.
I don't know if I saw March 20th.
Let me double check, because I actually think I did see March 20th, and I think they were fine, but I don't want to, like, hold myself to that.
Maria, do you know
were
what date she sent it? So I'll look for it.
The week before last week, so the
If no one has
like
seen it.
30th or 31st. They're very short, you can have a look, it's one page.
Okay. If no one
Yeah.
has seen
No, it
it.
was fine.
this?
I did see them, and they were fine.
Okay, no, that's
Oh,
fine.
sorry, irrelevant.
So do we
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
approve them or table
I'd like to
them?
approve the March 20th minutes, because I don't think there's a problem with them. So,
Second.
they're fine.
Okay, there's been a motion to approve. Second, are there
I don't think they exist, so.
March 20th?
I don't think the March 27th minutes exist.
I said March 20th.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay, great.
That's fine. If they have a second, ayes.
5 nays, abstentions. I'm going to abstain from this. I haven't actually, for some reason I must have missed that email. I apologize for that. Not that irresponsible. It just happened. Justin, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Old business. It appears that we have neither Jim nor Maria, Warren to this meeting. So
Yeah, I'm here.
you are asking those two things and move on to new business immediately. Jasmine, that's going to be.
Yeah, so I got a hold of the events director position description that was used to hire Kevin this time around. So this is from 2015. I don't know how it vanished from our repository, but fortunately Kevin still had the copy of it. So I went through and made some adjustments that, in theory, we could post this tomorrow and then have the applications open until the next executive board takes over, at which point they can immediately start reviewing applications for events director.
Have you sent out the position description yet? I know.
She sent it to me.
So it's not done yet, because there are, I think, 3 things we need to sort of decide yes or no on, essentially. But I sent it to Danielle, so you can probably follow along. And I'll send it out to everyone after the meeting. But basically, the 3 things are international Wildcat pickup. That usually happens it has to happen in August, because it's for international students to get picked up from the airport before international student orientation or something like that. The thing is that 90% of the students we pick up are undergrads, and so Kevin thinks that it'd be best if we transferred responsibility for that event to the international students ISS. I don't know what that S stands for, but services. That would make sense. So while it would be fine for GPSC to continue to volunteer, Kevin doesn't think this should still be a major event that GPSC holds. Obviously, this has to go through the general council first. But given that it is 90% undergraduates, I don't know if we're going to get much resistance from the general council for removing it, since that's like $1,500 that you could theoretically be spending on 10 times the grad students. But currently that's the position description. So we can leave it there and just tell the new person, oh, actually we removed that. Or we could take it out and hopefully not have to tell the new person, oh, by the way, do this.
I would recommend we leave it.
Okay.
And the reason it's like I said at the last meeting, Kevin has not discussed that with ISS.
Yes, he has his meeting on Thursday.
So when we get confirmation from ISS, they're willing to take that on, then we can take it away.
Okay.
We can do that on Monday, right?
Yes, we can do that on Monday. Okay, the other thing, okay, sorry, two more things. One thing is what the compensation is going to be. I believe, based on trying to like back calculate the numbers, that it would be an annualized stipend of $19,900. But I'm really hoping that Megan has the actual numbers and can like slot those in. And you probably don't have them off the top of your head, but if you can
Estelle
get
would
them.
have them, yeah.
Okay, and can you get them tomorrow so the position description gets posted with the correct
When you
numbers?
say annual stipend, that includes tuition, health insurance?
No. The annualized stipend, I believe, is like what you would have gotten if you got paid for the full 12 months, but it officially only counts for 9 months, and then you get supplemental comp over the summer instead.
What? That's not one of my contracts.
Because your contract was $2,000 lower.
No, I mean, the way the contract I know, I think what we have is tuition and everything that comes up to 26,000.
Yeah, but that's not listed on
for 9
compensation.
months.
Compensation says graduate assistantship, and then says annualized stipend on a 12-month contract of, and then the number's out of date because Kevin has the version that when he was originally hired, not the version of the raise. So I tried to calculate the raise for that. But it's highlighted so you can find it really easily and put in the right number.
Okay, I will leave that to.
I think yours is
Megan.
different because yours is based on an
GA?
election. Like Janelle's and Charlotte's, I know for certain, they have a 9-month GA and then get a stipend over the summer.
So
Because
I
they're
got
working on
stipend
it.
over so much, but
You did get a stipend over the
Yeah.
summer? Okay.
But I would not be surprised if our contracts were worded differently than Kevin's, but I think this is something for Megan to handle.
but what I'll say is I'll
Yeah,
leave that
I'll
to
figure it
Megan
out.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you,
Okay.
you email it to me or you know?
I will
Okay.
after this. Okay, and then the last thing was just currently there are dates saying attend mandatory Dean of Students GA trainings August 17th to 21st. That's not going to be right. So Megan, I don't know if
I don't
you
think they're scheduled yet, but
Okay,
just say.
so just say
mandatory.
late August or something like that. Okay, cool. So that's everything. Unless people wanted to make some changes to the actual duties, but currently everything in here is what Kevin's been doing.
So the thing that I noted in my yearly minutes was, or in your report, under marketing committee, I said that if we want to prioritize marketing both inside and outside of campus, then we need to have more active marketing committee, or get rid of the committee because I didn't want to act alone. Because the problem is when I assumed the position, Kevin and one other person were on my committee. That person then moved to a different committee, and I received a replacement who has not been responsive at all. So Kevin has been really busy this semester because he's had Grad Slam, then or Student Showcase and Grad Slam, and then GPSA week, all boom, 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 boom. So I would either, if we want to keep the events director on marketing, which I think is important, but at the same time, like, if he can't respond, like, if it's just going to be me and him meeting, then I don't think that that's useful for a committee. So what I would either recommend is moving Student Showcase back to fall, or
Student Showcase.
changing around this, because I don't think that they should be absolutely required to sit in on marketing committee. I think that it should say like consult with marketing committee, and then I have a committee made up of council members basically.
So
Okay.
Student Showcase can't move to fall because the whole reason it moved away from fall is because homecoming, it got too big for homecoming. So that's not an option.
Here's what I was recommend about this discussion. Can you share what you have as a preview document? Possibly share with all of us, and we can make those recommendations all together to save time.
Well, I was
Hopefully
just-
by the next meeting.
Well, so
Are you-
we really need to post this as soon as possible because Kevin is leaving and we
Well,
can't
so here's the
expect him to do
problem.
work.
Was just bringing different points and we're not voting on anything or agreeing on anything. It's not like there's. I thought we had a document already
We
that
do.
we can all see and approve.
I mean, if you want, I can email it right now, but most of you aren't gonna
She
look at it.
does not know the exact amount either way.
So,
But then she can figure that out tomorrow, that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
it's that urgent. I think we can do it on.
That's what
I-
I'm saying. Shay,
the
go
council.
yeah,
and
okay.
let's finish
So
this
these are
tomorrow.
the things that Jasmine's pointed out that need to be looked at for sure. Everything else is secondary. So yes, Jasmine, thank you for that. And can you send it out after the meeting like you're planning, and then we can just convene on Monday and approve it at the general council. just
Well,
like
I
we're
did
supposed
want to
to
make
do.
that recommendation
Okay.
for the change of the
Okay.
committee in there.
So that's why I
Okay.
say Shay, go.
I am gonna point out we're opening the search 2 months later than when Kevin was hired last.
Yeah.
So
But
we are cutting it very
as-
close.
We have to have it run this by the GC, right? Don't we?
Uh,
Anyway.
I don't think we do.
technically, we don't have to run it by the GC, but whoever we hire, we have to
Yes,
have
the GC has to approve whoever we
Okay.
hire. The position description does not need to be run past the
So-
GC, especially if we're not making any real changes.
Okay, so then we just need to send it out as soon as possible, but, it's not gonna matter, we're not gonna be able to do anything until we have a new ED anyway, so let's move on from this topic.
By the way, Jim sounds good, just wanted
Okay.
that to be for record
Okay.
purposes.
If there isn't any other person issue on that, Justin, thanks a lot. Please do share with us
Okay.
your comments. Club and POD.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly. I haven't met all of you yet. It's my first time at one of these meetings, so I'm not sure exactly what to do.
Sorry, what is your last name?
Anderson.
Mhm.
Andy
Just go
Anderson.
ahead and share a brief report of what you've done this year, and you don't have to use all those terms you're worried about.
Okay, you're on the agenda.
then,
so
um,
never mind.
I think there was going to be a discussion as to going forward what we wanted to do, considering the club will now be part of ASUA,
Yeah.
how we want to go about that.
Okay. So I started the position late October, so I kind of hit the ground running. So basically where we're at right now is POD is pretty much done with funding. Like we kind of reached our limit. There might be one club application currently being transferred to POD because we have some money left, it looks like. Other than that, there's like 4 club applications just to process, really not too many at this point. Some of the, I guess, things that I talked about with Jude recently were, so when I started the position, I was not told what the budgets were. So that was, yeah. So basically I started the position, got a phone call from Jim and got like a 30-minute rundown of what everything was. Did not include what the POD budget was or what the club budget was or anything like that. Luckily we have not gone over our budget. There was a moment when we thought that had happened, but that did not happen, so we're good to go as far as POD and club budgets go. Cindy sent me a list of expenditures, and I can just get to this far for club and POD. It looks like from the POD awards that we've given out thus far, not all of them have been spent, which leaves, so I need to contact those organizations and see what's going on, because those events have passed. So either they haven't sent receipts or something's been going on, but every receipt that I've been getting and every event report, I've been putting it on that Dropbox, the club and POD Dropbox. I don't know who all has access to that, but all the event reports and receipts that I currently have are in there. And I'll keep posting those in there so we can keep track of that. But, so I need to contact, it looks like 5 groups with POD and see why they haven't spent their funds, or if they have, where those receipts are, and a couple of clubs as well.
Alright, thank you. Now the second discussion is, as you already all know, GPSC's club will now be part of ASUA, and quite frankly, I don't even understand or know fully what the process would be to award people that funds. But the question is, Kim is considering staying in this role next year, but we want to see how we can, if it's a position that we still need, and how we can make some necessary changes to that.
Yeah, ASUA has an appropriations committee, so we could just say that the club POD serves as like a co-chair on there. Like, we can work with them on this. I have no doubt that they would be willing to say, sure, come serve as like a co-chair on our appropriations committee, and, cause this is all a partnership anyways. So I definitely think that we should get in touch with, their AVP right now and discuss, and,
They
or
do
the
have a seat.
treasurer, yeah.
So Kimberly already technically is a
Right.
director.
So last semester I was sitting on their board and their evening meetings with them every Monday, and then this semester I wasn't able to because of my class schedule. So
Yeah, they had asked if I would be able to, and I wasn't either. But I think that we could add probably at least one other graduate student from the council, and that be an internal committee, like a mandatory internal committee that somebody sits on, besides whoever the club/POD person is, because I don't see a problem keeping that, because it will help us to outreach to grad students and let them know, hey, there's grad student club funding at ASUA, but also you can apply to ASUA club funding. This is money open to you, period.
But this doesn't touch the way in which POD is currently structured, so we still need a person in charge of POD. So I don't see a problem with it being, the same position, like the same one person doing both of those jobs, but we do need to acknowledge that's 2 jobs now. So, that's something we need to take into account as But, I don't see, if you're already essentially doing that, or that's part of your duties now, it would just be, duties run club through somebody else rather than doing it all on your own.
And that was one of the, I mean, it felt a little bit overwhelming, you know, as a new person in this position, not having a whole lot of, I guess, sense of direction, doing club and POD. So it would be a bit of a relief to have club taken care of, especially because the majority of applications are POD anyway. We really don't get that many club applications, so it's just like a little bit off the top. But then again, you know, being in this position for a second year, being more experienced, it might not be as overwhelming to just do both. That's open to discussion. I mean, it might be more organized to have a different person do club, but I don't know if that's within the scope of, you know.
The other person has comments or questions and suggestions.
Do you know roughly how many hours you've worked? I know that you came in not quite at the start, so it's not gonna be quite like
Right.
representative number, but
Are you looking for semester or year?
if you have both, that'd be cool.
Or something.
I have that. Let me just pull it up. I think the last semester was like 35 hours because I had just started, and this
Mhm.
semester I think I'm around 45. Like it's not. Let me double check those numbers just to make sure that I'm not putting numbers in here.
Okay, do you know what the budgeted amount for the club?
It's in
3,500.
Okay. Well, if you did 80 hours, then $15 an hour, that's $1,200 essentially, so, that's just quick math, so you're still, it's still well below the amount of
Right,
hours.
exactly.
Okay, what I'm hearing from a lot of you is that we're okay with keeping the position and keeping her in that position as well. With that, yes, then I think we had it to the agenda for next week.
Sure.
Vote to extend our contract. So unless someone has any other comments to make or something.
I'm just considering adjusting the total number of hours to more closely reflect what we expect you to actually need. But I don't know if someone else wants to make that calculation, because I certainly don't feel qualified to.
If you, the budget's good as it is with the amount of money we have set aside for it. If you, could give us just a more detailed breakdown, whatever you have, would be fine, and we
Yeah, I
can
have
maybe discuss that.
a breakdown right
Perfect.
here.
So that'd be great, we can have that conversation too at the same time.
Mhm.
The, other thing is, Kimberly, I'll put that on there if you want. Have you decided that you wanna maintain the contract? I'll put you on if you want, but.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to. Sorry,
Yes,
yes.
obviously, well, I'll put that on so we can consider contracts on Monday.
And I think that would be a smoother transition into the year. I think part of why this really so rough is because somebody, I think, left kind of at the beginning and was just scrambling to find a new person and get me caught up to speed. So having, I think, the same person in a position in the following year will be a smoother transition for everybody. And I think personally, I would do better probably next year than whatever mistakes I might have made this year with, you know, all that.
Excellent job, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much. If there's no other comments or questions for Kim, thanks for joining us today. You're welcome to stay if you want to, if you wanna go, it's up to you as well. Moving forward to the next thing, Danielle, it's gonna be, GGS, please.
So we had, I lost the number off the top of my head, but over 40 attendees this morning. As of this afternoon, I sent out a survey to all of the attendees, and the total number of people I sent a survey to was 38. There were more people in attendance than that, but I obviously didn't send a survey to GPSC members to see what they learned or didn't learn at our meeting. Thus far, there are 24 respondents out of 38. And I'm gonna put together a short report and kind of get the next EVP caught up to speed on what is useful and what is not in these types of meetings, and recommend that they hold one in the fall, because Kevin told me that previously these had been in the fall. So I think that would be good to have it kind of in October or something like that. Not right after school starts, but in the fall still, so that way people have plenty of time to like keep this stuff in mind for the whole year. I'm also gonna send the report to the travel grants director, and I will make a note for the EVP to send to the new director. And we will also CC club/POD. on it, and the events director, whoever that new person is. I'll make a note just to, like, whichever turnover there is, as far as, events and travel, or not travel, I'll make a note that they update. Attendance was really good. People said that they learned a lot, actually, and they were really grateful that we held this information session. Some of the respondents even said, like, I didn't know that you guys have funds available for REAP for software, that type of thing. So I think that this will be good because it's always nice to refresh these people in these institutionalized roles. That's just an update on that, and I'll take any questions if anybody has them.
Any questions or comments for Danielle?
And we stayed under budget. Kevin said, I told him I didn't wanna spend more than 800, and he said that it was probably 7 something, so I think that we did a good job of that. And I'm ready to move forward to SS5 update, if you are.
Well, thank you so much for hosting that. I appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't make it.
That's okay.
Didn't go this weekend. Give me one second.
SS5 update. So, as you all know, Melissa had emailed Jude and told him that GPSU would be receiving $285,000 next year for travel grants, and then in the future years, for 4 years, it would be $300,000. Well, at SS5 on Friday, Joel came and gave us an update and said the number on the table was $300,000 for 5 years. I'm really pleased to say that we will be having $300,000 for 5 years, so that's an increase of $5,000 for next year.
Yes.
Wait, what is that?
I was trying to figure out what it
Travel
changed,
grant.
but that's pretty cool.
So,
Yep.
thank you.
Awesome.
So essentially, our permanent yearly funding will kick in this year and not next year. Initially, we discussed that it was going to kick in next year, but it looks like it's starting this fiscal year, July 1st, which is good news. So, thanks for sharing that with us. Much appreciated. Do you have further reports on Business 5?
Yeah, we also confirmed 5 years full funding for Safe Ride, $200,000, club funding in the amount of $165,000, which GPSC gets $15,000, but as we all know, grad students are eligible for that other pool too. And then, legal services, legal assistance for $55,000, which is the amount that they request. And all of those services actually grad students can use and do use, so we really came out on top in terms of that, so.
Thank you, Daniel. You have a question or comment or something?
Yeah, the thumbs
Just
up.
a thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much. Any other comments or questions for Danielle? It's obvious that we're heading towards the end of the term.
Well, who has any questions about that? There's more money. True.
By the way, we've sent out a summary press release that has a summary of our budgets for next fiscal year, as well as the budget itself. Both of them are online now. The summary is on our press release page. If you haven't seen that, please check it out. We have a number of things on our press release page. Why the budget itself is under the what we have admissions and government documents, whatever. The post also just went live on Facebook. So welcome to check this out and share with people if you'd like to share them with. With that said, move on to end of your report. The order I have here is from socials. I know most of you have sent out your report, which is great, and thanks for taking our time to do that. If you had any comments, any further comments or things, highlights you want to share, this will be the time to do that. If there's any questions from other members, we're happy to ask. So we'll start with you, social share again.
Yeah. So it's actually been really great working with my committee. Been helpful, having fun, just doing all that we can to bring options for people to attend. We had, for that last social, if you didn't get a chance to look at it, I had 138 there for my last one, so that was great. I think that brought my average up to about 77 people per social in the spring, even though I only had 4, which went up by 11 when I had an average of 66. I went over budget in the social budget by 114, but with the amounts that I had left over for the sponsorships, I was able to get that covered, which leaves us to still having $583 left. With the amount that I was allotted for the socials and the sponsorship things. That amount might have gone down if we were able to get the sponsorship in time for the African American Student Affairs, which that didn't happen. So we would have still been under budget by $83. So even with the cut down, still was able to maintain that. That's about it.
Thank you. Any questions for Matthias?
Oh,
I know
I'll
that we
share
did-
I'll share the photo later. It's
I
just
saw it.
it's
It's
just
really
us together, but I'll share it with you guys soon.
Thanks. I saw the one Kevin sent out. That was
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah,
as
that
well.
was it.
I was gonna ask, you know, at the beginning of the term, we had these GC goals and people who were supposed to be in charge of specific goals. I think yours was outreach and photo security.
Yeah. I did
If
do.
you have any updates, share. If you don't, that's fine.
I don't have any updates in terms of the food. However, with outreach, with just the different people that I've interacted with, through the socials, I think I was able to lead them to other groups that they were interested in either partnering with or being a little bit more interested in being a part of, especially with Campus Rec or just something extracurricular on campus. So I was able to help in that regard. That was mostly it, just talking with those that came to the socials and getting the word out about our other events and GPSA week and I think it helped having the live stream going on with that too, so.
The live videos,
Yes.
What?
the live videos that she started.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any questions or comments from Matthias? There isn't any.
The color code of your spreadsheet is wrong. I thought we're over budget by $500.
That's just what that is on mine. I just left it. But I know it is. We're under budget.
Sometimes red can be a happy color.
Yeah, well,
All right. Any other comments or questions? If there isn't any, move over to secretary.
No, already? Sorry, I'm pulling up. So I sent out the report. Are there any questions in regards to it? I can just briefly go through it, very briefly.
I mean, you don't have to read everything. If there are key highlights you want to share, that's fine.
So I worked on, I'll just go very briefly. I don't know if it's the highlights, just brief notes, I guess. So I worked on the governing docs. We worked in the governing docs committee. So we did a bunch of reviews, discussions. We take the minutes, as you can see. I edit them, send them out. This year, right now, we're having shorter minutes than we used to have. If you look at previous years before I was secretary, they were much longer and much more detailed. So, participated in committees. Also participated in ad hoc emergency meetings. I worked with my graduate program in terms of communication on relevant GPSC business, inform my constituents of jobs, elections. There's also a follow-up on, try to follow up on the money that was given to our college to purchase equipment. Unfortunately, right now, people don't know where it is at all. They can't find it. We tracked it down at some point, but now it disappeared again. So I don't know what's going on with that equipment that was purchased on GPSC money.
What college are you at?
College of Education. So that college doesn't know where there was one person I was talking, who was continuously trying to ask me about it, and he found it, and then when he went back later on, the equipment had disappeared from where it was, so I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, so So I participated in GBSC events. One time I helped Marquez, which is social, and public constituency meetings. Collaborated with the treasurer in terms of stipends and attendance. I keep track of attendance, meetings. I helped with the GPSC internal and external orientations. I evaluated travel grants. Looked at my secretary manual, kind of reviewed it, submitted the rep report last semester. Several reps weren't clear about their duties. They were new and they said that no one had told them what they were supposed to do, so because I'm the governing docs chair, referred them to the necessary documents so that they could know what their roles were in GPS.